Hey YouTube, this is Roy here at Venus Motorsports. Today is kind of a special day. It was quiet, and so I know a lot of you guys have asked, my tool setup at the dealership, our work area, and I know that when we shoot the video on the Snap-on truck, a lot of you guys are like, well, he doesn't buy any tools, or sometimes I don't show them on the videos there. But today I can show you where they're at or where they go. If so, if you look right here, these are some of the boxes that that I use. The Cornwells usually have like the tools that you can use, and because sometimes you need to use a tool that you know you're going to break, and so that's where I store those. Just to give you guys kind of an idea, it's just like random stuff. So these are used mostly for like storage, but some of them do have tools. I even have some tools, if you look there, from the Home Depot, that some of them that I haven't even opened. I think I got those on Black Friday. And then like the little green card, is most of it is all the stuff that I used to work like every day. So most of my common tools, like these here, the little CT here. I even have some Mac tools here, back in the day when we used to have the Mac truck. So this is kind of like, a quick glance, kind of like the stuff that I use every day. We use a lot of impact sockets, Torx, um, it, uh, just extra. So this is kind of like the box that I use, that I work out of every day. And I was trying to go with the theme in green, since it's a green box. And my wife sometimes asks me, she says, well, why do you green impact socket? And these I got from Amazon, and I'll show you guys really quick. They're pretty inexpensive. These are the XYZs for Volkswagen, Lexivon. So they don't have bad prices. So if you need, tools that you don't normally use every day, they don't have to be like super high quality. And then here's another Snap-on lamp. These are the ones that kind of have a magnet and stick. But so and then if you guys remember, I'm a huge fan of the Ingersoll Rand compressors. And then walking this way, um, the red one, this is my wife's toolbox. I think this was like the third one that she got. Um, this was the last year that they were going to go away from this color. So that it went away for a little while, and then I guess they brought it back. And so she wanted the cranberry. So that's her box. And then this is like a cooler. Um, I use this as a camera bag. And then and you guys remember my big box, it's supposed to be my retirement box. And so when Snap-on completed the 100 years, that's when I went ahead and got it for me. It was, if you guys go on YouTube on All Things Roy, I think the last video I did, it made it to 20K. So today I was just gonna like re-show you guys again, um, how I have it set up, because every technician is different. So, oh, by the way, this one has the charging ports on top, and it's got the lights underneath too. And then this is how I have it laid out, but everybody has theirs laid out differently. And because sometimes there's dust in here, that's why I keep the caps on, so that the sockets don't get dust. And I try to keep these without having the dust inside of them. So I try to keep them as clean as I can. But this is kind of like the setup that I have as far as like the sockets. And then for like the wrenches, and so this is where I keep all the ratchets, wrenches, torque wrench. This is pretty cool. I got this when I got the box, so this is the 1/4 and 3/8 of the 100th anniversary. And our driver at the time said, "Don't take the plastic off. Maybe these will be worth something one day." So I just kept them there, and that's where they sit. And then let's see, I can start from here. This is the screwdriver drawer. I have a couple of Macs in here too, for panel clips. Let's see. And then here is, these are the dual sockets from Gray Pneumatic and Quarter. So these are really nice to have. If you look at these closely, you see how they have the really thin, so if you have to go in a deep area, it's got the thin walls. And then another one that's really cool that I wanted to show you guys, I got these from Cornwell Tools. So these are actually extensions, but you pop them open and they swivel. So these are a must-have. I really like these. And I got those from the Cornwell dealership. And then there's some pliers. I keep these long air blow guns. And I only detail cars, so I don't, here's the hammer drawer. And then here is where I keep all my pliers. Most of them are snap-on. And then at the bottom, I keep ball joint press, lamps, some of the Mac tool impacts like this beauty here, back brace, gloves. This up here is electric electric drawer, t-shirt drawer. You know, when Snap-on gives us souvenirs, I just throw them in there. This is empty. It's got screwdrivers. That's empty. This is where I keep all my 1/4 and 3/8 ratchets, lamps, and then over here is where I keep my half inch, all the big guns and packs. And then this one at the bottom is where I keep uh, AC gauges and some of these big lamps here. So something like this. I used to have them on the top, but they would get dusty, so now I keep them in here. This is the one that I used to use to call the Batman. So now it just sits in here. And then on this side, this is where I keep 1/4, impact sockets. This is magazines. This is the writing table. This is where I keep scopes, computer. I don't have it today because I took it home. And let's see, and then oxygen sensors, caps, stuff from Mac Tools. These are pretty cool. I recommend these to everybody. It's the Gray Pneumatics with the magnet. So in case you have to start a little screw, it's nice that these have magnets. And then if you guys remember, uh, today they make the Epic roll cart. Well, back in the day, this was Snap-on's Epic, I guess, roll cart. But I think this is a 1058, and I love this box. My wife got this for me a couple of years ago, and I've really enjoyed it. This is where I keep all of my 1/2 inch drive stuff. So all the big heavy stuff is going to be here. So if you guys notice, most of it in chrome. I like them like this because when you're working on something greasy, they're easier to clean. So I have them in the chrome and the soft handle. This one's got paperwork junk. This is kind of, I got this from Jesse. This is what the original snap-on wrench used to look like back in the 1960s. And if not mistaken, oops, that comes off, and that's where they got the name of snap-on, so that you could, take the socket on and off. And this one has, a couple of torques like this, T-handles. Let's see, down here I have wrenches. Down here is more wrenches. These I got from Cornwell Tools. I really love these two because these are the ones that you can flex like this. So you'll have to get with your Cornwell dealer for those. And I got the complete set in foam. And then here I also went with the green ratchets. I like the color. They started to come out. Here's an extra screwdriver. They they come up with some really nice colors. And then this is like uh, specialty sockets. Like I have these big sockets, air chucks for the trucks, tape measure, and then the old snap-on ratchet. This has been a faithful one. I've had this for I guess 4 or 5 years, no problems. And then this was the old snap-on air hammer, which I still use every now and then. And then this one at the very bottom, it's got a lot of my standard stuff. And then it's got the long breaker bars like here. So whenever I need to work on extra big bolts. And then at the very bottom is another lamp, air chuck. And this used to be full of Milwaukee tools. Some of them I took home, and then the others I transferred to the green box. And then here I just have random stuff, nuts and bolts. I use this drawer for the papers for detailing in the cars. It's just so much easier to have them here and keep them straight. Welding helmet. And this I also picked up from the Cornwell guy. This is pretty cool because it's got on the tip, and then it's got like here, and then this also swivels. So see, you could swivel. And it's got a base magnet, so it just sticks there. And then if you guys come this way, this is what I use every day for air. There's a couple of Mac lamps if I need light on the outside, and microwave. These were the units that we got from Sam's Club. So these units you can actually hang on the wall, but here I just have them sitting on the table. So this is for this is your phone holder, and this is where I keep bottled water. There's a fridge on the bottom. These are the new snap-on headlights. Go up here. So kind of reminds me of the guy from Star Wars. So those go there. And then my computer, and then I have the stereo hooked up to the computer, so I'm able to listen to music while you're working. And then the rest of the cabinets. This is where I keep like all of the stuff for detailing, waxes, sprays, that sort of stuff. But that's it. Let me know on the comments what you guys think of my setup here at the dealership. Here's one of the snap-on benches, so that one stays here too. And then these are some of the snap-on roll chairs that we use. I really like this because if you get oil or anything on them, they're easy to clean, and they have the little drawer here at the bottom. So I have two of them, the straight, and then this one that has the little device here that brings the chair up, or if you need to bring it down. So you just hold here and it brings it down. So thank you for watching, and hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.